That is Lotus Tower. That is the tallest tower in Southeast Asia.
What's going on, people? Ayubowan from Colombo in Sri Lanka. So I'm back here now after spending 4 weeks traveling all over Sri Lanka, and I'm flying back to London in a couple of days. But before I go, I want to show you around Colombo for a little bit, and I'm going to do that in an open deck bus. So the bus tour starts and finishes at the hotel where I'm staying at. It's the Kingsbury Hotel, and it's a 3-hour trip all around Colombo. There'll be a tour guide on the bus as well. And yeah, I'm gonna go on that trip and film everything. I think it'll be a good way to give you a glimpse of Colombo before I leave. So yeah, see you in a bit. Alright, so the bus is here now, and currently they're only charging $10 for one adult. I think usually it's 20. So let's see what this tour is like and what we can learn today about Colombo. So how many people are on the tour today with me? If any? How many people are?
That's the guide. Come here.
Only me and the guide?
Yeah.
No other people?
Okay.
Okay. No, I'm saying, any other people booking?
Oh,
How many?
2000. Ayubowan. This is the traditional way of greeting and welcoming in Sri Lanka, which means may you live long. Ibatsilla Holidays with Sri Lanka Tourism warmly welcome you to Colombo City Tour today. I am Prasad Fernando. I am the tour guide. Behind Colombo 1, this is where we can see maximum colonial buildings. Colombo divided into 15 parts for postal purposes. Colombo is a multicultural, multi-religious, multi-ethnic city. Total population in Colombo about 750,000. Average temperature about 30 to 35 degrees in Colombo. Humidity varies from 70 to 90%. Colombo is 37 square kilometers in size. On the left side, it is the present lighthouse. This is opened by D.S. Senanayake, who is known as the father of nation. He was the first prime minister in the country. Queen Elizabeth also visited this lighthouse. Second World War cannons are up there. The stupa head. It is known as Sambodhi Stupa. This is an iconic landmark for the ships which are entering into Colombo port. This stupa can be seen from far away. Beside the roads, it is Buddhist flags. This is the entrance to Colombo port. This is one of the busiest port in the world, and this is the largest port in South Asia. This port has 6 gates. This is gate number 1A. Portuguese arrived to Sri Lanka in 1505. They made a treaty with one of the king in Corte. According to their treaty, they are supposed to taking care of coastal areas. Finally, they ended up in capturing Colombo. They are the one named Colombo as Colontota. Then, in 1658, Dutchess arrived to Sri Lanka. They had a treaty with King of Corte to get rid of Portuguese. Finally, they also end up in capturing Colombo. In 1796, British arrived to Sri Lanka. They captured the last kingdom of Sri Lanka in 1815, Kandyan Kingdom. Even though they captured the last kingdom in Sri Lanka, they named Colombo as the capital of the country. Colombo is the business capital in Sri Lanka. Sri Jayawardhanapura Kotte is the administrative capital of Sri Lanka. It is named by J.R. Jayawardhana in 1980. Population in Sri Jayawardhanapura Kotte about 120,000. On the right side, it is Port City project under the construction. Watch ahead, please. It is invested by a Chinese company. It is worth 1.4 billion US dollars. Land size is 500 acres. On the right side, it is the office of Sri Lankan President. It used to be the old parliament built by British. It is a replica of goddess Athena in Greece. On the left side, it is Hotel Galadari, one of the 5-star hotels in Colombo. On the right side, it is Ministry of Finance. Watch ahead, please. Some branches are ahead. You will come across some branches. Please watch ahead, ladies and gentlemen.
It's only me up here.
Another stupa on your right side. There are 4 types of stupa in Sri Lanka. They are bubble shape, bell shape, pot shape and heap of paddy. The tall building on your right side, JW Marriott, under the construction. On your left side, it is World Trade Center. On your right side, it is Dutch Hospital. History goes back to Dutch era. That used to be a hospital during Dutch, and this is the oldest building in Colombo Fort. Today, it's a shopping center and family restaurants. Head office of Bank of Ceylon. Bank of Ceylon is one of the oldest, and it is a government bank too. Right ahead, it is Hotel Kingsbury. Hotel Kingsbury is the first 5-star hotel in Sri Lanka. Earlier, this is known as Continental Hotel. This is opened by Sirimava Bandaranaike, who is the first female Prime Minister in the world. On the right side, you can see coconut trees. Coconut trees are known as tree of life in Sri Lanka. We use every part of the tree for some purpose. Right ahead, this is the old clock tower, lighthouse and the clock tower in the same tower. This was built by Lady Watt 2 years prior to Big Ben in Westminster, London. White building on the left side. This used to be the residence of Sri Lankan governor. Today this is Grand Oriental Hotel. On the left side, it is Sri Lanka Police Headquarters. Greeks, they call Sri Lanka as Taprobane. Arabs, they call Sri Lanka as Serendip. Portuguese, they call Sri Lanka as Ceylao. Dutch, they call Sri Lanka Ceylon. British, they call Sri Lanka Ceylon. Finally, Sri Lankan government changed its name into Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka in 1972. The large building on your right side, it is Sri Lankan Custom Headquarters. The clock tower right ahead, it is known as Khan Clock Tower. It is built by Indian oil merchants. On the left side, it is another entrance to Sri Lankan Port Authority. Sri Lanka is an independent island which is closer to southern tip of India. It is in northern hemisphere closer to equator, between 5 to 10 degrees northern latitude, 79 to 82 degrees eastern longitude. Sri Lanka situated in Silk Route, that is one of the strategic sea routes that connect Asia and Europe. On the left side, it is mango and banana trees. Mango, banana and papaya, those fruits, tropical fruits, we can see them in Sri Lanka all over the year. Population in Sri Lanka about 22 million. Composition 75% Sinhalese, 15% Tamils, 10% Hindus, less than 1% other population. Main religions in Sri Lanka 70% Buddhism, 5% Christians and Catholics, 15% Hindu, 10% Islam. We are heading to the main street. This is one of the busiest street in Sri Lanka. People from all over the country come into this area for wholesale purchasing. On your right side, it is the old town hall. Geographical plains in Sri Lanka, coastal plains which is below 30 meters, residual mountains which is between 30 to 300 meters, central highland which is higher than 300 meters. On the left side, it is Cayman's Bell Tower. This used to be the entrance to Colombo fort earlier. Some buyer ahead, Mr. Amir, be careful. On the right side, it is Red Mosque. This used to be an iconic landmark in Colombo before these taller buildings. This is built by Arab in 1908. Seating capacity is 1500. On top is pomegranate shape. In Sri Lanka, we have 8 World Heritage Sites. 6 of them are man-made, 2 of them are natural. Natural ones are Singaraja and Central Highlands. On the left side, you can see Sri Lankan flag and Buddhist flag. Red color building right ahead. This is the first supermarket in Sri Lanka. It is built by a British businessman. He is Cargill's. Today we have franchises all over the country under the name of Food City. On the right side, it is Fort Railway Station. That is the major railway station in the country. This is a replica of Manchester Railway Station. Over 200,000 people gathered there on a daily basis. It has 10 platforms. Railway fares are comparatively cheaper than bus fares. On the left side, it is one of the Catholic churches. On the left side, it is a small stupa. In this type of stupa, none of the relics of Buddha been enshrined. These are like stupa in Thailand, which is known as pagoda. None of the relics of Buddha enshrined in this kind of stupa. On the left side, that is the major bus station in the country. Those red color buses belong to government. Government has over 5,000 buses. White color buses are private buses. Bus fare of the private buses are comparatively higher than government buses. On the right side, it is private bus station, one of the largest private bus stations in the country. On the right side, it is floating market like in Thailand. Red color building on the left side, this is the first technical college in Sri Lanka, built by British. You can see eagle and horse, which are made of used vehicle parts. This area also very famous for key cutters. Even if you give them a shape of the key on a soap, they will make a key for you. On the right side, that is Tower Hall, that is for local dramas. In Sri Lanka, urban areas are 15%, rural areas are 85%. Female population is 52%, male population only 48%. Population growth rate in Sri Lanka 0.75%. Birth rate in Sri Lanka 13 per 1,000 persons. Death rate in Sri Lanka 6 per 1,000 persons. Infant mortality rate in Sri Lanka 8 per 1,000 persons. Literacy level in Sri Lanka 95%. On the left side, that is Lotus Tower. That is the tallest tower in Southeast Asia. It is 350 meters high. This is taller than Eiffel Tower in Paris. This tower has the fastest elevators in the country. 8 of them are there. In the lotus petals, there is a rotating restaurant. It takes 1.5 hours to rotate one full round. On the top, there is a telecommunication center too. And there are also reception halls and viewpoints. On the left side, it is Bally's Casino, one of the most popular casinos in Colombo. Oh, you can see pelicans. Those birds are European migratory birds. They have become resident birds in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is a paradise for bird watchers. We have over 33 endemic species of bird. On the right side, it is Lake House. It is a semi-government property. They publishes 4 major newspapers in the country. There are 4 natural zones in Sri Lanka: arid zone, dry zone, intermediate zone and wet zone. Colombo is in wet zone, which received 2500 to 5000 millimeters rain per year. On the right side, Regal, one of the oldest cinemas in Colombo. On the left side, you can see Bear Lake. That is not a natural lake, that is a man-made lake. Water coming to it from Kalani River, that is the 4th longest river in the country. Portuguese use it as a protective moat. Dutch and English use it to transport goods. On the right side, it is Air Force grounds. On the left side, it is Cinnamon Lakeside Hotel. Most of its shares owned by John Keel's Holdings. This is also a 5-star hotel in Colombo that offers breathtaking views of Bear Lake. This used to have the maximum occupancy before the COVID. On the left side, you can see a Hindu Kovil. Hinduism is one of the oldest religion in the world, and this temple dedicated to deity Murugan. The shape of this structure known as Gopuram. On top it is known as Kalasam, that is earth conduct. Shiva has 2 sons. Ganesh, he is dedicated for wisdom. Murugan or Skanda, he is dedicated for betterment of life. This is dedicated to deity Murugan. His mount is Peacock. This area is known as Slave Island. In my language, it is Compagna Vidya. This is Colombo too. During Portuguese, they brought slaves to work in tea plantation from Madagascar and Mozambique. British banned slavery in Sri Lanka. The slanted building right ahead, that is Althea, newly built residence in Colombo. Watch ahead please, watch ahead. The glass building right ahead, it is Sampath Bank headquarters. Sampath Bank is one of the well-known private banks in Sri Lanka. On the left side, it is Navaloka Hospital, one of the well-known private hospitals in Colombo. In Sri Lanka, we have over 600 government hospitals, 1 doctor for every 100 people, and we also have over 77,000 hospital beds. On the left side, colorful building, it is Colombo City Center, newly built, residence and the shopping center in the same premises. Its shares owned by Abans Group. On the left side, it is Second World War Memorial Tower. This used to be in gold-faced green. Japanese targeted Sri Lanka during Second World War, but it didn't affect Sri Lanka. Yet this Second World War tower relocated in this place. The British soldiers who passed away during the Second World War cremated in this place. On the left side, it is Colombo Public Library. That is the largest library in the country. New premises started in 1980. In Sri Lanka, we have over 10,000 government schools and 16 government universities. Literacy level is 95%, that is one of the highest in the region. School High Commission established by British. Dutch is the one who contribute the most to Sri Lankan education. During Dutch, education is compulsory. They find parents who didn't send their children to school. On the right side, you can see White House, that is known as the House of Mayor. Earlier, before the new premises, this used to be Colombo Public Library until 1980. This place those days known as Sirinivasa. On the left side it is Colombo National Museum. This is the largest museum in the country. It has over 100,000 exhibits. This one also has the crown and the throne of last king in Sri Lanka, Sri Vikrama Rajasinghe. This is built by British Governor William Gregory in late 18th century. We are in Colombo 7 now. This area is known as Cinnamon Garden or Kurunduvatta in my language. Early days there was cinnamon plantation. Now you can't see any more cinnamon plantation in these areas. Only mostly in the southern part of the country you can see cinnamon plantation. Sri Lanka is one of the main cinnamon exporters to the world market. On the left side it is Lotus Theatre. This is among the first 30 best auditoriums in the world. Seating capacity is 1,800. 3 events can be taken in the same time. This is inspired by Lotus Pond, which is in Polonnaru Kingdom that belonged to 12th century AD, built by Parakramabahu the Great King. On the right side it is St. Bridget Convent, that is one of the leading Catholic school in Colombo. On the right side it is IOC petrol station. IOC stands for Indian Oil Corporation. White color building on the right side, that is Colombo Municipal Council. Mayor elected in Sri Lanka for 5 years. This building is inspired by Capitol building in Washington DC. This is also built by British. The Buddha statue on the left side, that is a gold plated Buddha statue. There are 3 main type of Buddha statues in Sri Lanka. Seated statues like this, reclining statues and standing statues. In Sri Lanka we have both President and Prime Minister. President is the head of the country, Prime Minister is the head of the Parliament. Sri Lanka is a democratic country. People have the freedom to believe, speak. Sri Lanka receives rain from 2 monsoons. One is north-east monsoon, which falls in December to March. Other one is south-west monsoon, which falls in May to September. We also have 2 intermonsoons, one in April, other one in October. February and August considered as the driest month in the year. Sri Lanka is a lower middle income country. GDP per capita $4,000. Unemployment 4%. On the left side it is CHNFC, that is the oldest cricket club in the country, which started in 18th century. Beside the road, that is ironwood. Ironwood is the national tree in Sri Lanka. National flower in Sri Lanka, blue water lily. National animal in Sri Lanka, jungle fowl. National sport in Sri Lanka, volleyball, not cricket, but cricket is the most popular sport in Sri Lanka. We are heading to Independence Square now. Statue right ahead, he is D.S. Senanayake, who is considered as the father of nation. He is the first prime minister in the country. On the right side it is Independence Memorial Hall, that is where Sri Lankan received independence from British in 1948 February. This structure is inspired by Celebration Hall in Kandy, behind the Tooth Relic Temple. That is where Sri Lankan became a British colony in 1815. Those pillars are made of granite. The white building right ahead, it used to be a mental hospital during British. Then it was Auditor General Office. In 2012, it is turned into a shopping center by Sri Lankan government. Today this is known as Arcade Independence Square. On the right side it is Bandaranaike Memorial International Conference Hall, BMICH. This is gifted by China to Sirimava Bandaranaike, who was the first female prime minister in the world. We use this one for graduation ceremonies, weddings, conferences and exhibitions. On the building you can see national emblem in the country. This is gifted SWRD Bandaranaike, who was the 4th prime minister in the country, got assassinated. So this is gifted to Sirimava Bandaranaike in remember of late SWRD Bandaranaike. On the left side, this is a stand-in Buddha statue inspired by Aukana Buddha statue that belonged to 5th century AD, which is in Anuradhapura Kingdom. This posture known as posture of fearless. On the right side, white color building, that is Sri Lankan Broadcast Corporation, like British Broadcast Corporation. In Sri Lanka, we have government school, private school, semi-government school and international school. Syllabus, we still have the British curriculum in Sri Lanka. On the right side, it is Film Corporation. Those massive trees planted by British to beautify the city, those are known as rain trees because it looked like a rain when the leaves are fallen. Those trees are hundreds of years old. We are in a high security zone due to the United Nations officers and the House of Sri Lankan Army Commander, Governor and the headquarters of Special Task Force. On your left side, that is the House of Sri Lankan Army Commander. On the left side, it is United Nations officers. On the right side, it is Laksala, that is a government approved handicraft shopping center. Please be careful. We are heading to Gold Road, that is the main road to go to the southern part of the country. It takes approximately about 3 to 4 hours, but if you take the highway, it takes only 1 hour. On the left side, that is Marina Mall, that is owned by Damra Group, residence and the shopping center.
I just realized they brought out this bus just for me. It's only me on here and they only charged me $2,000, which is not much at all. That's probably gonna cover the petrol on this bus.
On the left side, it is Methodist College, one of the leading Christian girls' schools in Colombo. On the right side, it is Temple Trees. This is the residence of Sri Lankan Prime Minister, since first Prime Minister in the country. This place built by a British businessman. On the right side, it is Crescat Shopping Center and the Crescat Residence. On the right side, it is Cinnamon Rand Hotel. Earlier, this is known as Hotel Oberoi. Majority of its shares owned by John Keel's Holdings. It is also a 5-star hotel in Colombo. On the left side, it is Gold Face Hotel. This is the oldest hotel in the country. Queen Elizabeth also visited this hotel. On the left side, 500-meter strip. It is known as Goldface Green. During Dutch, they execute locals, but British Governor Edward Barn, he made it to a place of pleasure. British use it for cricket, golf and as a race course. On the right side, it is One Goldface, that is currently the largest shopping center in Colombo. On the right side, it is Hotel Shangri-La. That is a 7-star hotel in Colombo invested by a Chinese company. Beside the road, you can see Bear Lake Estuary. Bear Lake, which goes across Colombo, releases water into the Indian Ocean from this place. Again, on the right side, that is the office of Sri Lankan presidents. This used to be the old parliament built by British in 18th century. This is inspired by goddess Athena in Greece.